It is a crisp, cool night on a Saturday in Ann Arbor. Perfect hockey weather for two top 15 teams squaring off in the second of a two-game set. It is Michigan versus Michigan State. Number 6 versus number 12. Last night in the newly renovated Bud Ice Arena, Michigan State, despite being faced with constant offensive pressure by the Wolverines, held on due to some great defensive play and goaltending by Dylan St. Cyr. Now, the series shifts to Yost Arena in Ann Arbor, where Michigan looks to get out of the weekend with a split. My name is Matthew Levy alongside Owen Crain for the first period. Owen, we are just about to get going. Any keys to start as we head into Game 2?
Well, for Michigan tonight, again, looking to tie up this crucial series in Big Ten play, they really need to drive down the center of the ice and collapse in on Michigan State's defense. That pressure in front of the net is crucial. Last night, 2 big missed opportunities in the second period for the Wolverines. And if they can close or finish on those opportunities tonight, they can beat this Michigan State team.
Missed opportunities. Hindsight, hindsight, hindsight. Now we move on. First period is just about to get going. Can Michigan convert some of those chances? Can Michigan State still stay strong defensively? It's number 6 versus number 12 in the second of a two-game set. Now shifting from Bud Ice Arena in Michigan State, East Lansing, to Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor. To take the draw, it's number 19, Nicholas Mueller, and number 15, actually number 4, Gavin Brindley. Gavin Brindley, the freshman from Estero, Florida. 19, Nicholas Mueller. He is a senior from Switzerland. Here we go. Michigan State just about to get set. We wait for the referees.
It looks like TV broadcast is not yet back from commercials. Their red TV timeout light remains on. Players just skating around the ice. Now, if we have a little bit of time here, one thing to watch for tonight, Michigan, without their lead points acquirer, scorer, not goal scorer, not assist getter, but with the most points, Adam Fantilli. He's off with Team Canada for the holiday break, playing to represent his country. He'll be back for the first regular season game in January. We'll see how they do without him tonight.
Here we go. Face-off is underway, and Michigan starts out with possession as Luke Hughes takes it down the right side, and a quick save for Dylan St. Cyr. So Michigan trying to get a quick start as Luke Hughes trying to catch Dylan St. Cyr by surprise. He wasn't fooled. There's a little conversation. You can feel the energy. I mean, this place is sold out.
Mays out Saturday night hockey, Matt.
Mays out is right. Face-off kicked by the goaltender, Dylan St. Cyr. He gets it out to his player, Davidson, but Davidson loses it to Mackie Samoskevich, and Dylan Duke gets it to Luke Hughes in the Michigan zone to reset. Puck is brought back in, and Nicholas Mueller was there, but he was offside, so Michigan will take possession. Here comes Luke Hughes. He'll dump it in the zone on the left side. Played along by St. Cyr. St. Cyr trying to get it to his player. That is Krieger, who had a big goal last night. Colt Krieger, his brother, actually on the third defensive line, Christian Krieger. So here is Casey. Leaving it. Here comes TJ Hughes. He's on a breakaway, a chance, and a nice little save. Dylan St. Cyr and a couple extracurricular activities with McGrarity and Russell.
Intense game already.
Already.
These are two teams, a lot of animosity between the two of them, but let's go back to that play. A quick cut in on the near side almost allowed the Wolverines to score the first one of this game. Nice pass up ice as we just take a look at the quick replay. Hughes, near side, quick shot. Nothing comes of it, but a good start for the Wolverines.
Michigan gets the faceoff in Michigan State zone. It will be 13 TJ Hughes. He had the only goal last night for the Wolverines in the 2-1 loss. TJ Hughes wins the draw up to the point. Here's a chance and thrown on by Seamus Casey. Controlled by McGroarty for a second, and then Dorwart on the first line for Michigan State, but did not start. Gets the puck. Here's the freshman, Jackson Hallam. Hallam trying to play it. He does, makes a nifty move, then loses it in the middle of the ice. Dorwart and Grant and Edwards trying to battle. Michigan State comes up with possession. Russell dumps it in. Good job, Eric Portillo, the junior from Sweden, makes that play on the left side, and then controlled by Edwards. Ethan Edwards bringing it across. Hallam, Jackson Hallam trying to dump it in, cannot, but Michigan will keep possession in their own zone. Druskinis on for the first time tonight. He'll dump it in. Icing is waved off as Nolan Moyle makes a big hit on the Michigan State defender as Estapa had a nice chance, but a good job there by Gavin Best of Michigan State. Shot thrown on, deflected, rebounded, front save. Rebounded again, Nolan Moyle gets it out. Fantilli, a shot save. What a glove save, Dylan St. Cyr. Back it comes the other way. Action pass, packed first 2 minutes. Here's Jalen, a shot save by Portillo. Fantilli will control for the time being as play. Oh, nice steal by Cole Grieger. Grieger, he's got a 2-on-1 upper left. Good chance there, and Underwood throws it on. Another chance for Michigan State, but that one taken away by Marcus Stappa.
A lot of back and forth play. We'll see a lot of turnovers in the neutral zone.
Shouty with a chance. Good job by Philip Lapointe, the fourth left winger for the Wolverines. Here's Keenan Draper. Draper trying to get around Nienhaus, the assistant captain, but he cannot for the Spartans. Michigan State controlling possession. Shots are forwarded too early for Michigan State. Here's Krieger. Krieger, tough draw to the net, and we've got a penalty. Christian Krieger, I think he ran into the goalie. Tensions have risen. We've got 3 separate fights.
Matthew, I'll tell you, I mentioned the animosity earlier. 3 different players going at it for a moment. The referees will break them up quickly. This all comes back to number 15 on the ice. That's Christian Krieger, like you said, running into Portillo right through the crease. Michigan, for the next 2 minutes, a man up. A great opportunity to put one on the board.
He is one ahead, Christian Krieger. So I mentioned Christian Krieger, Cole Krieger. Christian Krieger is the one that committed the penalty. He's played 139 games. He knows the importance of this rivalry, and the first time it feels like in forever, Michigan State actually can match the talent of Michigan in this rivalry, and he knows he wants to bring it to them early on the road. They won last night. They know Michigan's going to come out with some desperation. Michigan State, Christian Krieger, he comes out, makes a statement running into Eric Portillo. Draw is won in the Michigan State zone by the Wolverines. Here's Luke Hughes on the right side. Hughes skates in. His shot is blocked by Nicholas Mueller. Dumped in for Dylan Duke behind the net. Mueller trying to get it over to Truscott. Nicholas Mueller is there, but Truscott does a good job of keeping in until he passes it away to Joshua, who gets it right back out of the zone. Portillo will play it for the Wolverines, and things reset. Here is Luke Hughes, leaving it for Jacob Truscott. Here's Sam Oskevich skating in on the right side, turning and trying to play it in. Now looks towards the middle. Good job by Baskell, and that one sent up to the point. Here's Luke Hughes feeding it. Truscott. There, that was actually Dylan Duke. So here's Luke Hughes trying to get it to the point he does. Truscott across, good look in front for Sam Oskevich, shot blocked. Here's another chance, blocked again. Rebound! It didn't go. Here's Luke Hughes. He throws one on just wide and will head out of the zone. Truscott will get it by the Michigan bench on the far side and try to get things going right away.
Now Michigan, this is a team that performs well up a man.
Here's Hughes. Truscott had a chance, and that got blocked again. McGroarty actually had that chance. And things calm for the second. Here's Seamus Casey. Swings it over. Looking in front, a chance, rebound. What a save by St. Cyr. He continues his remarkable play from a night ago. Looks it over. Here's Ethan Edwards on the right side. Edwards. McGroarty trying to find it across for Brindley. Couldn't control it. Back up to the point is Seamus Casey. Casey skating in on the left side. Casey makes a move. Throws one on it that got deflected and went wide. Playing it is Krieger. And Krieger tries to get it out. He cannot. Here's Gavin Brindley. And that will end the power play. A chance in front. And another save by St. Cyr. Michigan players in front of St. Cyr, but he makes the save, and penalty averted from Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State doing a great job on the defensive end. And talking about this Michigan Wolverines program, one of the things they do so well when they have a man advantage is create space, and we saw State just stifle that completely. Jacob Truscott, Seamus Casey all over it there. They did a great job moving the puck around, but State, they shut it down.
Seamus Casey and Truscott were the defenders on that power play as that one goes all the way down. That will most likely change with Luke Hughes getting a little rest as he was just on the ice before the power play began. Here's Krieger. He'll get it in. Dumped in by Muka, and Fantilli will play. Fantilli to Estapa, and Michigan will look to attack. Mark Estapa coming down the near side here on the right side. Played in, now neutral zone fight, and Pearson now will gather. Pearson trying to get it to Granowitz. He does. Granowitz cuts towards the middle, but barely off sides were the Wolverines.
Yeah, Draper tried to get his toe in back behind the blue line. He couldn't quite in time. 14:30 on the clock here. Michigan even with MSU. 4-4 on shots. And really, Matthew, we're looking at an even game so far.
We are, and I think those 4-2 shots to start the game from Michigan State didn't really represent what was occurring on the ice. Very back and forth. Michigan, of course, has the one power play. Shots are 4-4, but it feels very back and forth. A lot of tension. It's a rivalry game, so I think both teams are coming out with a passion so far.
Again, with that back and forth, watch for those turnovers in the neutral zone. They will really determine the flow of the game here. Michigan hopes to capitalize on it, but many times we've seen them struggle. We saw this against Minnesota earlier in the season here. Those turnovers can cost them. Quick goals can come for those if they turn them over right at center ice.
There was an icing by Michigan State, so Michigan get a face-off. It's Brindley on the right side. He loses that draw, and here comes the Spartans. Dumped in and played by Shouty. No icing called. He's right behind the net. Good job by Luke Hughes trying to front him, and Gucciardi whiffs on that pass, and here comes Sam Oskevich. Sam Oskevich trying to get numbers. He makes a move. Sam Oskevich backhand. Good save by St. Cyr. What a move by Mackie Sam Oskevich. The 11th overall pick by the Florida Panthers, showing his skill early. St. Cyr plays that behind. Gucciardi gets it out. Shouty trying to play it, so is Draper. Then it eventually goes to Kelly. Kelly trying to move in. Good play by Ethan Edwards. And he'll try to check that out. It does not. And then gathered by Kelly. And now we have a whistle. I think that's going to be a hand pass.
Personally, I missed the call. Another decent run by State, but Michigan's defense is holding strong. Portillo hasn't seen too much yet. He's a strong, tall force in net. Of course, Michigan struggled their goaltender a tad yesterday. We'll see if he can recover from that today, and the Wolverines can keep their defense strong.
Yeah, I wonder what his confidence is like after letting in. If you didn't see last night, there was an easy goal that was essentially thrown in on a shorthanded play by Cole Krieger, and it went through his glove. And at that point in the game, that was the difference, right? It made it, yes, 1-1, but that was the difference in the game. Cole Krieger throwing that shot on Eric Portillo, so you wonder what's his confidence like. I think being in front of a home crowd plays to Eric Portillo's advantage, but we will see as the game transpires. As Seamus Casey trying to play that one out of his own net, and then eventually taken out by Casey to Draper, and Draper likes to get things going. Philip Lapointe in, chasing with Underwood. Underwood leaves it for Krieger. Seamus Casey throwing one on, and a save made by St. Cyr. Interesting. Michigan 5 shots, and this is part of the story. Michigan now 6 shots, excuse me, but 5 blocks from Michigan State. So 11 real chances, I'd say, including that power play. But Michigan State, meanwhile, 4 shots, no blocks by Michigan. So that is a story. This defense of Michigan State, they stifled them last night. They're stifling them again early right now. Here's Druskinez trying to throw it in, and that will go out of play, and a face-off again in the state zone.
Now back to what you were saying earlier. Michigan, I certainly believe that Michigan is the better team. They miss Fantilli. They will miss Fantilli. They need to find a way to generate offense without him. Samoskevich is one of their main offensive players right now. He needs to step up without Fantilli, but Michigan's the better team, and that's reflecting in the shot so far.
Druskinez throws one on. Good. Oh, it got deflected and right past St. Cyr's face as it was deflected by Hallam. Part of the crew that is supposed to fill in. I mean, you have Gavin Brindley, you have Jackson Hallam, you have Rutger McGroarty. A lot of these freshmen, as Portillo makes a risky play as Druskinez takes it out. A lot of those players, as you were just talking about, Owen, they have to step up. Those freshmen, those talented freshmen, need to make plays. As Jackson Hallam will play it on the left side, played by Luke Hughes. That's out of the zone. Truscott trying to come on. He cannot, and McGroarty will now leave it for Truscott as he waits for the defender to change lines. Here comes Luke Hughes on the right side. Luke Hughes looking for some people. He falls as he tried to spin around, and now played by Gavin Best. Gavin Best moving it over to Jalen. Jalen makes a move, dumps it into the zone, played by Granowitz. He does a good job of getting it to Marcus Stappa, but then Marcus Stappa turns it over. Best goes to the point. Here's a chance, Pascal. Good block by Truscott. Rebound as Truscott is limping and now will skate off. He took that block shot. He got hit pretty hard. And now Michigan will dump it right back into state zone as Jacob Truscott goes off. And now a whistle, and I think it was played by a high stick.
Truscott there. He doesn't look injured, but he did look like he got stung for a moment there. That certainly had to hurt. Looks like Michigan just got called. Excuse me. Michigan State called for too many men on the ice, if I'm correct. Now that is an error that cannot happen when you're playing a team like Michigan in a sold-out Yost Arena on a maze-out Saturday night in December, giving the Wolverines 2 minutes of man-up play. Just egregious mistake by the coaching
staff. And that's the
staff.
second one of the game. I know you trust your defense and goaltender right now, but the more chances this Wolverine offense is going to get on the power play, the more chances they have to convert and really get out of this funk that they've been going through. The faceoff was won by Michigan State, then won by Michigan as it went to the point. Now we've got a whistle. And Michigan will have a face-off, I'm pretty sure, on the far side, on the left side of state zone. 11:44 to play in this first. It's been fun early. Michigan with 6 shots compared to Michigan State's 5. Face-off is won by the Spartans. Driven around and played by Portillo on the opposite end of the ice. So it was a too many men on the ice penalty, as Gavin Best goes right to the penalty box, and he waits. Oh, we have to wait for 1:30 as that puck. Good job by State again, getting it out of the zone. 1:30 to go on this power play.
Yeah, Michigan losing precious time as State manages to get a stick on the puck, gain control, and waste those precious moments.
Yeah, Truscott lost it in the neutral zone, then won it back. Here's Dylan Duke looking in front for Philip Lapointe. Couldn't get a shot off. Here's Philip Lapointe. Lapointe waits, pressured by Jalen, controlled by Truscott. Back across to Hughes on the left side. Luke Hughes making a move. Hughes looking to shoot. Gets it over. Back to the point. Truscott. Hughes. Chance. It scores! Dylan Duke deflected that one in from Luke Hughes. And the Wolverines take a 1-0 lead. And what did I just say about those chances, Owen? Don't give them too many.
Don't give them too many. An egregious mistake by Michigan State. Too many men on the ice. That is an opportunity you cannot give to the Michigan Wolverines, Matthew. Michigan up a man. They took full advantage. 1-0 the score, not even halfway through the first period. And again, it all comes off of a too many men penalty.
2 penalties. They try to get 2 penalty kills. Couldn't happen as Michigan gets a 1-0 lead off the deflection from Dylan Duke. TJ Hughes fighting with it. Portillo, it actually couldn't catch it in this glove, and now we've got a whistle. And it looks like... yeah, the net came off, but yes, Dylan Duke, the goal scorer, the sophomore from Strongsville, Ohio. I didn't mention him stepping up in the offense, but he does there. I mean, that was big, I think, for Michigan's confidence coming in. I really think so.
I think it's a reminder, certainly, to this team that, at least, again, in my opinion, I am a Michigan student, of course, but Michigan is the better program here over State. They just need to execute on the ice.
Here's Gucciardi, a chance, point blank. Good save by Portillo. Back to the point is Pascal. Pascal throws one on just wide. Michigan State starting to mount some pressure as Hallam tried to play it out. TJ Hughes also there for the Wolverines. Dorwork gets it back in, but Ethan Edwards is there by himself. Edwards trying to make a move around Russell. He does, then loses the puck good. Forecheck from the Spartans. Ethan Edwards around for Hughes. Hughes and Hallam battling. They'll get it out. Oh, a chance as Joshua actually got the puck and now finally out. We are halfway through the first period of play. Michigan up 1-0 if you're just joining us in a second of 2 game set from Yost Arena. Last night played in Munn Arena. Michigan State got that one. Michigan trying to salvage the series as here's a chance moving in. What a clever pass by Tucker. Nice chance in front, saved by Portillo. Here's another chance by Shouty, and that does not work. And Estapa tries to get it out. He cannot for the time being, and then does. Here's Fantilli, Luca Fantilli. And here's Pearson trying to throw it on, and Shouty gets a block. Action-packed first period as Michigan State will control in their own zone. Good forecheck by Mackie Samoskevich. Tucker will dump it in. Portillo asking for an icing, and he gets it. 9:04 to go in the first.
And that icing is emblematic of this gameplay so far. The Wolverines have put the pedal to the metal. Michigan State defensively left speechless. They're icing to just catch their breath. Of course, college hockey, you can't get a change on the icing. Same lines remain. And if that's all MSU can do defensively, Michigan is looking at a good second half of this period.
Here's Luke Hughes skating around, trying to throw one on, and it went wide. Dylan Duke trying to battle for that, and then out at least to the point. Hughes throws it on again, and a save by Sincere with the glove. So Michigan starting to mount that pressure. Yes, the shots are even 8 apiece, but you can tell Michigan, they got the edge in scoring chances so far.
And same thing with the icing there once more. Michigan State tried to dump it out to get that line change a little softer so it wasn't an icing. Hughes able to pick it up, get a shot off for the Wolverines. We'll take our one and only TV timeout of the period here. And this couldn't come at a better time for Michigan State, who things are just not trending in the right direction for the Spartans.
But I think also, Owen, to be devil's advocate for you, Michigan State has had their own chances. Yes, it's not as many. Yes, it's not as frequent. But what we saw last night is a formula for success for the Spartans. If they can defend and not commit those penalties, remember the only difference in this game is special teams right now, and that too many men on the ice dump penalty by the Spartans. If they don't do that, it's a 0-0 game, and all of a sudden Michigan's under pressure. But I think, as I mentioned earlier, that power play goal is just huge. I just think for the state and the confidence for the Wolverines after that loss last night.
I agree. I think that was what Michigan needed to do, was get on the board early, and they did. They found success on the ice now. They know that they can find success about the Spartans team. And again, that environment is crucial. Mays out, sold out Yost Arena, capacity of about 6,000, I believe. It's a sea of maize, a bit more blue, I'm sure, than the athletic department would like, but I think the players are all right with the sea of maize and blue.
And I think it's shown that the crowd has really had an effect in Michigan State, maybe just pressing a little bit too much. Couple too many careless errors, not really on the same page, and that just affects young kids and young 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds on the road. It's going to be tougher to win on the road in any type of college sport, especially in a sold-out, maze-out Yost Arena. As that one's dumped in by Truscott, played by St. Cyr out to Krieger. That's Christian Krieger. I'll try to differentiate between the two. As Truscott will play it for the Wolverines as he falls. Good job. Might have been a trip by Muka, no call. As Truscott tries to play it. Duke, and it's turned over. Now back to the Wolverines. Hughes on the near side. Hughes gets it out to Samoskevich. Samoskevich looking for a lane. Does not find one. It's up in the air. And now back on this left side. Back and forth play. And now a cheat trying to move in is Karanen. And he cannot, and controlled by the Spartans.
Michigan moving it around, still putting the pressure on, but Spartans control. They'll look to ice it down once more, looking for that long pass, but Wolverines pick it back up.
You know the Spartans' game plan coming in. Muddy up the game just a bit, let their defense work, and get a couple counterattack opportunities as they did last night. Draper trying to play it over for the Wolverines. He cannot for the time being. Good pressure and a good forecheck by the Wolverines. Here's Keenan Draper. Out to chance. Point blank from Granowitz. Or Ethan Edwards, excuse me. That did not go. Here's Casey to LaPointe. LaPointe dumps it in. Played by St. Cyr. Out to Basco. Basco, good. Again, good forecheck play by the Wolverines. Now controlled by TJ Hughes. Out to Edwards. Edwards, chance, went wide. Now played by Cole Krieger. Krieger lost it for the second. Hughes, back up top. Edwards, pad, kick save by St. Cyr once again. Michigan starting to put on the pressure. Another chance. Druskiness went through the glove. Might have been just a little bit high, but nonetheless another save as Michigan now takes the lead in shots 11-8.
And we saw just there 3 one-timers in a row from the Wolverines. The one-timer ever disappearing from the game of hockey. The Wolverines still using it. Handy weapon against the Spartans defense here. That fast, ferocious intensity just poking right through them, making it all the way to the net.
And you can just tell the forecheck has just picked up in the past minute as Michigan State barely gets it out. Then they lose in the center of the ice. Here comes Nolan Moyle. Nolan Moyle moving in, deflected off the stick of Michael Underwood. Spartans control. They'll bring it out to center ice. Joshua trying to come down the near side. Luca Fantilli trying to play it, and Russell almost got a steal. And a chance. Portillo, another save. Kick save again, and a big block by Nick Granowitz. That was a wide open net for the Spartans. Nothing goes, and now back out to center ice, and Granowitz will dump it in.
Granowitz might just be the savior of the scoreboard right now. 1-0, just barely keeping that puck away from the back of Portillo's net.
The counterattack was there for the Spartans. Here's Hughes. Cloudy. And now fight in the center ice. Brindley, as the crowd wanted a penalty, nothing comes, and St. Cyr will play it behind his own net. Controlled to Shouty. Shouty across the right, crossed ice. Played by Gucciardi. It deflects off a leg, and now controlled by the Wolverines. Moving in, Samoskevich trying to play it in the middle, no one home. Here comes Tucker, Jesse Tucker, dumping it in the right side. Truscott will play it. Truscott will dump it out to center ice. And the Spartans dump in once again. Portillo, played by LaPointe. And here come the Wolverines once again. Coming is Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes trying to find Draper. He was by himself in the middle, but a good deflection by the Spartans. Here's Seamus Casey. Casey throwing it on. Good pad save, or blocker save, excuse me, by St. Cyr. Dumped in by Hughes. Krieger. Played to Muka, and Muka actually got it on a stick. No offsides called. Good job by State. Here they come again. Mueller across, a chance. Good save. Davidson had the opportunity. Portillo closed off the angle, and the game stays 1-0 Wolverines.
A lot of back and forth play there, Matthew, but in the end, Spartans get what I would consider one of their best chances so far this game. Quick back and forth to the far side. The shot just too far away from the crease to really have an opportunity. Portillo standing tall in front of the net. Michigan holds on, still 1-0 to score.
And the difference right now is a power play goal for Dylan Duke. Off a deflection, off of the Luke Hughes pass. Hallam gets it over to Edwards, center ice. Edwards dumps it on the left side. Played by St. Cyr beautifully with the stick and gets it over to Hurtig. Hurtig trying to play it out. Lost it. Here's Edwards. He'll dump it on the left side. McGroarty behind there. He gets the puck. McGroarty and Hughes trying to get it for the Wolverines. Gets it up to Seamus Casey. Casey makes one man miss. Casey in front. A chance in front. St. Cyr with the save, a point blank opportunity. What a move from Seamus Casey. My goodness.
Again, with that play set up, Wolverines doing a fantastic job moving the puck around, getting in front of the net, getting those scoring opportunities. That's where it's really going to come through against the Spartans as they collapse down on their defense. I talked about this in the pregame, how we want to see them move in on net, put that pressure on the defenders. The defenders are going to try to lift their sticks, box them out. Michigan needs to push in towards the crease. Every rebound they can get is crucial. These Spartans, they're gritty. Michigan's going to need to fight back.
And I love that Seamus Casey. Throw it to the net. Let's see what happens. If you're going to play great defense and a great goaltender, get pucks to the net. You've heard it time and time and again in college hockey. One has already gone in for the Wolverines. Another one almost for Seamus Casey. Here's the play controlled by the Wolverines. Druskinis dumps in. Nolan Moyle battling with Gucciardi of the Spartans. Moyle wins that battle. Back up to the point for Pearson. Pearson back to Moyle. Moyle turns, throws one on, and goes high and wide. Dumped in, Druskinis again. Played by a stop. A nice little pass there through the legs, and now Moyle goes behind. Good defense from the Spartans. Back to the point. Pearson, Druskinis. Druskinis throws it on, goes blocked, and another chance. Granowitz off the deflection. Tough angle, but right across the center. Best will dump. Portillo and Druskinis there calmly over to Granowitz here on the near side. Shots are 13-10 Wolverines with about under 3 to go. Russell trying to get the break going, gets it over to Dubinsky, and Dubinsky will dump in for Portillo. Portillo to Hughes. Hughes almost had that pass intercepted, and now eventually out. Here's Joshua, gets it over to Russell. Back to Joshua. Ooh, he had a chance. A 2-on-1 developed, but he was off sides.
And after that offsides whistle, and again, emblematic of the game, the refs sprinting in as fast as they can to make sure no one can make contact. They don't want any maize touching any green today on the ice after that whistle is blown. Rivalry
games. Gotta love it. Makes it that much harder for the referees. I will say that.
I can't pretend to have any empathy for college hockey referees. They signed up for this. They break up the most exciting moments. They'll do their thing.
Face-off just outside the Michigan zone. Won by the Spartans. They'll reset in their own zone. Russell trying to dump it in. He cannot. And here's an opportunity for the second as Mackie Samoskevich threw it on. Stick saved by St. Cyr, but I think it was just offsides.
Quick whistle. Nothing too much came of that, but we will have a face-off right near, or actually not offsides the call. It'll be inside Spartan territory on the far side. So Michigan, with just over 2 minutes left, maybe they put one more on the board here.
Yeah, I think it was just deflected. My bad there. I thought it was an offside from where the whistle was blown and where the puck was, but instead it went out of play off the stick of St. Cyr. Face-off won by the Spartans. Here's Underwood. Underwood gets it out to Russell. Russell's trying to spin, waiting for his players. Gets it to Dorwart, and Dorwart will dump. Portillo off the glass. Went a little bit too high. Will go out of play. And a face-off in the Michigan zone.
State quickly moves it back down ice as they set things back up. And now we'll have another face-off, this time far side in Michigan's territory. Again, just over 2 minutes still on the board. A State down 1. Looks to try to move this puck around to that. That really is the key against this Michigan defense, finding the open space on the ice. It's 5-on-5. The Spartans need to find open space where they can get shots off. Portillo is good. They need to catch him when he's not paying attention, frankly.
Face-off won, but out of the zone for the Spartans. Portillo gets a stick on it once again. Here's Edwards. Edwards trying to front Russell. He does. Then spikes back across. Edwards, good forecheck by the Spartans. They force the turnover and a chance. Good deflection, but a good save by Portillo. Russell was right in front. And here's a spin and a chance. Glove save. That was the question coming in. How would Eric Portillo's glove act after last night? He makes a glove save right there with 1:47 to go in the first.
And again, earlier I contextualized it as catching Portillo while he's not paying attention. More so, it's getting that shot off quick enough that he doesn't have the time to react. He's a very talented goalie, and if State holds the puck too long, they hesitate, he will be ready. Their only opportunities today are going to come when he's under pressure or they catch him off guard.
Face-off in the Michigan zone once again, won by Luke Hughes and the Wolverines. Hughes trying to get it out, can't find anyone. Tucker looks to set up the attack once again. Here's Kelly, swings it across to Shouty, nothing there. Shouty makes an errant pass right out of the zone. Chasing after it is Bascal along with Moyle. Won by the Spartans once again. Back and forth, action-packed first period. 1:20 to go. Shouty will dump in, played by Portillo, has it in his stick, gets it out to Brindley. Brindley trying to find the goal scorer, Dylan Duke. He cannot, and here comes Kelly and the Spartans. Kelly moves in, trying to throw it on net, cannot. Hit off the side of the net and went on the right side. Here comes Luke Hughes. Looks, Brindley across for Duke. Hit off the boards and then played out to Brindley. He can't control it with his hand. And here's Muka, the captain for the Spartans. That one poked away and now controlled by the Spartans in their own zone. Good deflection from LaPointe, and it goes out of play, 42.1 to go.
Again, a lot of back and forth play, both teams fighting till the very end. And it's very hard for me to contextualize the time we've seen in this period because it's been exciting, but it also feels like it's been moving pretty slowly. A lot of turnovers, I think, is what's driving that for me.
I think in this last 5 minutes, a lot of icings, a lot of turnovers. A little sloppy now, and a lot more back and forth than it was to start with the first 10 minutes. Here's Seamus Casey moving in, throwing it up top. St. Cyr with a blocker save. McGroarty down. Crowd wanted a trip, doesn't get it. Here's Davidson trying to play it, and Muka as well. Muka brings it in, but he's offside. Yeah. His feet were above before he can get the puck in front of him, so an offside easy call, 19.8 to go.
Jackson Hallam just threw what might be a punch. I would have called that a punch. He's not going to get a penalty, but the ref up in his face, not happy with that little jab.
Little tension back and forth. The freshman Jackson Hallam from Eagan, Minnesota. Playing with TJ Hughes, the goal scorer last night, Rutger McGroarty, another freshman. All three freshmen, actually, for the Wolverines. Christian Krieger trying to control the puck off the face-off. Gets it across, Russell. He'll bring in, 10 seconds to go. Russell trying to get it to his player. Does not work. Marcus Stoppa trying to get it out of the zone to end the period. He does with 3, with 2. Last chance for Pearson doesn't work, and that'll end the period. Michigan won. Michigan State 0. We're through 20 of 60. It's been fun. Shots 14-12 for the Wolverines. Got a little sloppy in those last couple minutes, but Michigan unscathed. They go in the locker room with a lead. Any key takeaways to start?
Well, first, I have enjoyed a good period of rivalry hockey, Matthew. We have capitalizing on the other team's turnovers. So for Michigan, they have the 1-goal lead. That does not mean they should play defensive. They need to keep this offensive pressure going, crashing in on the net, collapsing in for that pressure again wherever possible, and then cutting down on turnovers at 7-12 for a team like Michigan.
Little blocks, I think, is the bigger story for Michigan State. 10 blocks, and I said this earlier, 10 blocks to 4 for Michigan. That's been the real difference right here, right? Because Michigan, they've generated more chances, but Michigan State defenders in front sacrificing themselves and doing a really nice job of it. And I think you got to give the Spartans credit. The 1 goal was a deflection. They've played a pretty clean period of hockey. They really have. The difference? Special teams. That too many men penalty that Coach Nightingale, he's not going to love, the first-year head coach for the Spartans.
Yeah, that's something that the Spartans cannot do. If you are a Spartans fan, it's so tough to look at the scoreboard and know that this is only a 1-0 game because of a gameplay error. It wasn't a stupid play by a player. It wasn't a freak accident on the ice, a crazy bounce. Those happen in hockey. It was the Spartans couldn't count how many people were on the ice. It cost them a goal.
And I think this happens, these so-called dumb mistakes or sloppy mistakes for teams in a rivalry game because there's so much emotion, so much tension. You can feel it in the building. Crowd's loud. It's a Saturday night. maze out, and after coming off a win, yesterday you expected Michigan State. They got to set the edge just a little bit because you knew Michigan would come in desperate. And those early penalties, they cost the Spartans a goal. And that's been the difference so far. Again, this is what Michigan State wants to do. Lower scoring game, muddy it up, get some counterattack chances. They've done that, except the difference, a penalty.
A penalty's the key right now. We'll see how State comes back out of the locker room. But Michigan, they improve their play a bit. They make it a little bit less sloppy, kind of cut things together. They've got themselves a winning game plan.
Yes, they do. It's been fun. Michigan 1, Michigan State 0, shots 14-12, blocked 10-4. That's the key stat. Eric Portillo, after last night's debacle, 100% save percent, 1,000% save percentage through the first 20 minutes. The key was Dylan Duke, the power play goal, as we got about 11 minutes to go in this first period. And looking forward, let me pose this question to you, Owen. What is your game plan for Michigan? Yes, they've had the more chances. Yes, they have the lead on shots. How do they keep this one up?
For Michigan-wise, keeping this lead again, cutting turnovers, making those passes and finding the open space. Michigan is a team that thrives when they find open space and move the puck well. This is something that they did exceptionally well last year. Fantilli does a great job finding those openings there. Without him today, we've seen other players step up, like Mackie Samoskevich again. He's a known star for this team. He's been showing skills and speed throughout the game. State-wise, Michigan State, they need to cut down on sloppy mistakes. The turnovers at center ice really costing them right now. And then again, those errors that you can't really fix, too many men on the ice, that certainly cannot happen again.
Chances, chances, chances. That's the story of hockey. Who converts those chances is the real, I guess, game decider. Michigan 1, Michigan State nothing. Let me send it over to Zach Linder. Let me get him on the broadcast. I'm going to take a quick water break as well. Linder, I want you to come on here, give us a little halftime or a little intermission report right now.
Matthew Levy will step off. I'm Owen Crain. Zachary Linder will hop on with me. He'll be taking my spot next period with colors. Matthew stays on for the second period of play-by-play. I'll be back for third period play-by-play action. Zachary, how you doing?
Doing all right here.
Glad to hear it. It's finals season. We could talk, frankly, about anything. We've really drawn out the first period of play. It was a great period. Just before we get into other random topics, any thoughts on that first period?
Well, I mean, from what I saw, I felt like early in the period, it seemed Michigan really controlled the puck, had chances. I think with that, you'd like to see them have more than one goal. It felt like they really didn't have as many scoring chances later on in the period, but still have that many either. Michigan's outshot Michigan State 14-12. I think definitely early in the period, Michigan looked like the better team, and then there wasn't really many threats on either side. Later on, obviously the physicality we expected to see. We saw it last night. It had major threats, but I think they could benefit from having more consistent play on offense.
I fully agree with you, and I certainly think that applies to both teams in terms of the errors that both teams have been making throughout the game. If we turn to Michigan's physicality on the ice, I would say that the Wolverines did a great job handling this game with physicality when necessary, but not using it to an excessive to the point where State was, or it almost became a distraction as they tried to hit State.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They haven't had any penalties yet, so obviously they've been disciplined. Of course, we've seen it get a little chippy. Nothing called for it yet. Definitely got more so watching last night's game, and especially as the game went on. We're only 1/3 through the game, so we'll see if things change throughout. Obviously, we expect a lot of physicality here, and this is just the first of the two series that these teams play. In February, they play another game in East Lansing, as well as the annual Duel in the D at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. So these teams still, they have more of each other. Of course, the Wolverines also have 4 games against Ohio State in 2023. So they're going to have several more tests throughout the year. where it really is a test of discipline and not letting physicality hurt you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that Michigan has its task laid out ahead of it, ahead of the team. They know what needs to be done. And like you said, Ohio State will be a formidable challenger. Michigan State will continue to be a formidable challenger. And, of course, this is that year where this is Michigan's only home game in the series with MSU because of the dual in the D, which, of course, WCBN will have coverage on later this year. The home advantage, certainly a factor. We saw the crowd at the newly renovated arena for the Spartans last night. They brought the energy. That energy certainly plays a factor in this rivalry series.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially just Michigan hockey in general, Yost Arena isn't the largest sports venue that Michigan has, but I think of all the venues we have, I think this hockey arena is the most intimidating place for the Wolverines, for opponents to play. As I mean, the children of Yost student section really get into it. It gets very loud in here, even though the capacity is fairly small. We saw it last night in East Lansing, so I agree with you. Definitely there is a factor. It is obviously unfortunate for the Wolverines giving up the home game to play in Detroit, but of course when they play there every year, each year one team has to lose the home game.
Just worth noting, on an aside, it seems our stream's encountering network difficulty. We haven't been noticing this yet so far, but if you are encountering issues with the stream loading, please just stick with us. Hopefully we'll recover soon. Matthew Levy's going to hop back on. I'm going to hop off. Zach Linder, Matthew Levy with the second period of coverage from Yost Arena.
Owen, we'll see you in the third. Thank you so much for that. Had to get a little water break, a little bathroom break. And let's get back at it. Michigan 1, Michigan State 0. We are just under 5 minutes to go to start this second period. And I'll be joined by Zach Linder. So moving around, of course, here on WCBN. As always, Michigan with a 1-0 lead. Shots to number 1, keep the lead. And what can Michigan State do to number 2, get back the lead and
sustain possessions, I felt. So I think this is the key on both sides, is being able to control the puck and give themselves multiple shots at a time. Obviously, playing defense will work for the Wolverines as they have the lead right now, but they can't get too complacent either. They're only
putting up this game, lower scoring, let their offense get some counter-attack opportunities, and that's what I think they did in those last 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely credit to them for being able to change, because as we saw, Michigan clearly looked more dominant to them, so their defense definitely stepped it up in getting the puck out of the control of Michigan players. I still think on the offensive side, they could do a better job of keeping the puck longer rather than just taking it away. They definitely did play better later on, and as you mentioned, it looked like play from the Wolverine side did get sloppier on offense later on, but they still played good defense, prevented Eric Portello from really facing a lot of pressure, which it feels like there have been numerous times this year where he has 12 shots, but it still felt like it was a pretty easy period for him watching.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing we wanted to test, and Owen and I talked about this earlier, was that glove. I think Michigan State made that a point of emphasis to shoot it on this glove side. First shot actually on that glove, he dropped it. I don't know if it was on purpose or by accident, but after he settled in, had a couple other saves on the glove. So that's encouraging for the Wolverines. Get the goalie more comfortable, and I think because of that Michigan goal early, gave him some confidence. They're at home, it's a maze out. He'll play off the crowd a little bit more.
You definitely think I was talking to Owen about this while you were off briefly. Crowd definitely is a factor here. The maze out game, see, especially the student section, but this entire place is completely full, as it feels like it always is. It isn't the largest place, but I think it's the most intimidating atmosphere of any sport that the Wolverines have to play.
Ooh, bold take there, Zach.
It is, but
most intimidating compared to that place couple blocks down. It's called the Big House. 100,000 plus screaming in your face. Now, this is more intimidating.
I mean, obviously it's a large place, but I feel like as far as how active it is, like how active the crowd is, and especially the student section, I feel like there's more crowd activity here even if it is a much smaller place. I think there are times where the Big House is seemingly disturbingly quiet for having 110,000 people, whereas this place, it feels like, is always... I mean, sometimes you see when the Wolverines fall behind multiple goals, crowd kind of loses energy, but when they're in this game, the children of Yost especially is really loud, really into the game.
Bold take, but nonetheless, this is a great. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but this arena right now, this crowd, this maze out, it is fun to see, fun to be here in person, fun to see how they affect the game, because they really have affected the game. As we are just about ready for the second period of action. Michigan State College Hockey. Number 2 of the 2 game set. And here we go. Brindley, Mueller to start, and we are underway. Hughes wins the Brindley wins the draw, played out to Hughes, and to Truscott, who dumps it in the zone, but it is an icing.
It'll be interesting to see here, of course, now the puck going into the Wolverine zone. Talked about during the intermission, Michigan State not sustaining possessions. This is a big test for me. For them, can they win the faceoff and get control of the puck, or do the Wolverines take it right back?
Yes, they do, and a nice block there by Dylan Duke. He does it again, and a nice little pass trying to get, as Dylan Duke is struggling to get up. Brindley trying to play it, but Nicolas Mueller is right there. Mueller gets hit, he goes down, and now controlled by the Wolverines. Back on this right side. Moving down is Philip Lapointe. He'll dump it in. St. Cyr will play it on a stick. Gets it calmly to Krieger. Davidson. Good job by Edwards. Controlled by the Wolverines, McGroarty. Back in their own zone. Nice little move. Seamus Casey did that early in the first period for a great chance. And that one will be offside. McGroarty got the puck too late.
Yeah, not great if you're looking for the Wolverines. Early icing, then offside. This is the type of thing, obviously, trying to sustain offensive possessions. Right now, they're really not creating them. We're only 46 seconds in, but it already looks like we're kind of seeing more of the same from both sides of what we saw at the end of the first period.
Sloppy, a lot of stoppages. Can Michigan figure it out? Michigan State wins the draw once again. Here's Krieger. Christian Krieger. He'll dump it in. Casey plays it, but too far for his intended target, Ethan Edwards, and played by Russell. Russell gets it to his teammate, Joshua, and now Joshua fighting there. A lot of fight on those boards, and now Dorwart. No, he'll get it out. That was Dorwart had a chance, and now turned over. Dorwart across, chance. Russell had a point blank, just deflected off a stick wide. Here's Casey. Edwards. This is the type of game Michigan State wants to play. Muddy it up. Another stoppage. Crowd seems out of it right now through the first minute 30. This is what they want to do. The puck is in the boards. There's a bunch of offsides. There's a bunch of icings. This is the game plan, Zach.
Yeah, definitely. Spartans definitely disrupting whatever rhythm the Wolverines had early, as you talked about. Now they're just hoping if they can do it for long enough, they will score eventually.
Estapa will take the draw for the Wolverines. Dubinsky for the Spartans. Dubinsky wins it, so that's 3-0 in early faceoffs in the second period for the Spartans. That one's out of the zone, played by Fantilli. Gets it out to Granowitz. He lost it to Dubinsky, and then Estapa will try to play that one, kept by Dubinsky, and he'll dump it in. Played by Druskinis. Druskinis get hit there, and another chance. Jalen got it. Now back up to the point, or at least semi-point, and what a save by Portillo. Another chance, wide open net. Portillo's on the ground, and now it goes back to the point. Pascal. What a save by Portillo. Boyle lets it go out of the zone. Michigan State with a couple of chances. Druskinis gets it to Estapa. Estapa dumps it in. Trying to play it was St. Cyr. Now Karanen picks it up for the Wolverines right behind the net. Draper to the point. Kept in by Hughes. Hughes turns. It's Luke Hughes. He'll turn. Spin one. Deflected high. Shouty. Lost it. Here comes Kelly. And left off for Philip Lapointe. Lapointe to Hughes. Hughes. Draper trying to get it out. He cannot. Good. Forecheck by the Spartans. And now we've got a whistle. I think it was just muddied up a little bit.
Yeah, and a great chance there for the Spartans. Had a couple chances, great saves for Portillo. This is kind of the defensive breakdown from the Wolverines that we've seen them have from time to time, where it ends up being Eric Portillo having to bail them out. The reality is he's just not going to get the saves every time. And this right now, to me, does not feel like a 1-0 lead that the Wolverines are going to hold on to unless some things change with how they're playing.
So Michigan, they didn't just blow the whistle just for fun. Keenan Draper, I thought it was just because the play was muddied up. Keenan Draper will go to the box 2 minutes on sportsmanlike penalty. So with 17:10 to go, shots are even. State, through the first 2:50 of this period, has completely controlled play. They now get that power play opportunity and a chance to even the score up at 1.
Yeah, this does not feel good at all for the Wolverines with how they've been playing, now having to try to kill a penalty.
Edwards dumps it out of the zone, played by St. Cyr. He's got his man Pascal. Here's Mueller. Deflected off his stick, right into the zone, played by Portillo. Portillo back, played to Mueller. Mueller, Edwards going at it. State wins that battle. Mueller, Pascal. Back to the point, Mueller. Back to Pascal. They go across. Here's a chance and hit off the post. What an opportunity from Dorwart. Here's Pascal. Pascal throwing it on, tip, deflected. Didn't even get to Portillo. Played by Brindley. Brindley will skate around. He'll get it out. Short-handed opportunity. 3-on-2 developing. Hallam! What a pass! Brindley was cutting in on the far side. Couldn't go. Here's Russell. He'll get the break going. Trying to get closer. Good defense from the Wolverines. Here's Mueller. Back to the point. Nienhaus. Second power play line in for the Spartans. Dorwart. Across to Mueller. Mueller, patient, gets it in front, a chance, just wide. Good opportunity from Joshua, goes down, Nienhaus will play. Here's Nienhaus. Nienhaus with the lane, save made, Portillo. Off the glove, here comes Truscott. He'll get it out of there. With 25 to go in the power play for the Spartans. St. Cyr to Tucker. One last opportunity, under 20 to go. Tucker. He'll swing it across. Opportunity. Kelly went wide. Across the middle. Here's Davidson throwing it on chance. In front. It deflected. Now out of there. And Estapa clears it out. Michigan kills the penalty. Just about 5 minutes through in the second period. Michigan gets a big kill. Can that result in some momentum? LaPointe will control. In the Michigan zone, here's Luke Hughes. He'll get it to his main man, TJ Hughes, and dumped in. Played off the glove, and now to Luke Hughes, who will dump it right back in. St. Cyr will play with a stick. He's been very active behind the net so far. Best tried to play it, but McGrarty got in front. Good forecheck by the Wolverines. TJ Hughes trying to get involved. He does. Now here comes Luke Hughes. He spins. He turns. He tries to throw it on. Good block by the Spartans. That was Dubinsky. Here's Hughes. To the other Hughes. McGrarty. Back to the point is Casey. Casey turns. Casey keeps it in. Casey. McGrarty, opportunity went high. Good save, St. Cyr, but the goal, as he was leaning over that near side, gets out of its place. 13:58 to go in the second period. Shots in favor of the Spartans, 18-15.
Yeah, they definitely put pressure on the Wolverines' defense on Portillo during that power play, but I thought Michigan handled it well. Had that one shorthanded opportunity that I thought pass led Brindley slightly too far. If that pass is on him, I think they score. I think he had the angle to the left side of the Michigan State goalie. And right there, they did a better job there controlling possession, but just never looked like they quite had the angle to get a good shot off.
Dubinsky wins the draw for the Spartans. Dumped out by Nienhaus and all the way down to Portillo. No icing called as it deflected. Here's Brindley. Brindley will dump it into himself, but just a little bit too far. There will be an offside with 13:40 to go in the second period, and back to the sloppy offsides, icings.
Yeah, it really felt like that whistle for the goal cage moving really halted whatever offensive momentum the Wolverines had. They didn't get a good look quite yet, but it seemed like they had something going. And unfortunately, Dylan St. Cyr moved it a little and kind of gave his team a break there.
A game of momentum shifts. That's rivalry hockey in the Big Ten. St. Cyr will play it behind to Gucciardi. He lost it in the middle. Here's Boyle, back across Granowitz. Not there. What an opportunity. Now we've got a whistle. And that will be a penalty against the Spartans. Dorward for hooking. Michigan's opportunity. They have a point-blank opportunity after Gucciardi, one of the most surefire players, the NHLer eventually, as he was picked by the Washington Capitals. Point-blank turnover. Nolan Moyle had a chance. He was hooked. And that will give the Wolverines another power play. The third of the game. They're 1 for 2.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see how they play this. Can they control the puck better than they have most of the game when they have the extra man? They took advantage last time.
The point to Truscott. He'll swing it across. Here's Hughes. He'll step in. Hughes deflected off Duke. Chance Hallam back to the point. Hughes. Truscott back to Hughes. Hughes moves in. Chance! Good save by St. Cyr. Hughes lost it all the way down. Good clear by the Spartans. 1:35 to go. Michigan will have to reset. Jacob Truscott along with Philip Lapointe. Here's Luke Hughes. Hughes will move in. Hughes trying to throw it across Jalen with a good deflection and all the way down. So many of you are wondering, Luke Hughes, TJ Hughes, they are not brothers, in fact. One is from Canada and one is from Michigan. This is Luke behind his own net. We've got a minute to go. Halfway through this power play opportunity for the Wolverines. Casey leaves it off. Here's McGroarty. McGroarty trying to swing it across, no one home. Casey resets, dumped in. Granowitz gets it over to his teammate. Brindley on the near side, gets it down low, chance in front, McGroarty, oh, what a pass, Edwards, point blank went high, a chance, it deflected in front, and that's gonna be a high stick. So a face-off will be out of this. What a chance, Edwards coming down, he had a wide open net, and it just went high. Good defensive play by the Spartans.
Yeah, that was unfortunate there. It feels like a lot of, when we're talking about sloppy play, the Wolverines have just been missing passes on what would be good opportunities. There we saw even though Edwards had the opportunity, pass was right there, and a goal he really should have gotten, just could not get it in.
Gucciardi, pass was deflected. Jalen sends it off the, wow, that hit the skate of Casey. He turned up saying, where did that puck go? Now it's behind. Portillo shades off Jalen. And here come the Wolverines the other way. Seamus Casey leaving it for Brindley. Brindley will pass into the Zate zone. McGroarty will play. He's guarded by two Michigan State defenders. He finally gets it up to the top. Hughes across Edwards. It deflects, and a save by St. Cyr. Brindley was right in front. And now Gucciardi and Brindley get into it. 30 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, just there. Looks like Wolverines are getting, I think they only officially have had one shot during this power play. Just feels like they still are not really. I mean, they had the missed chance when Ethan Edwards had the look, but otherwise Spartans have cleared it a few times, and it feels like the Wolverines, as I mentioned, they're missing a lot of passes, and that's preventing them from getting really good looks on what should be almost guaranteed shots. Even when they have the setup, they just cannot connect on the passes.
They're close, though. You can feel it. They're close. They played hard. Yes, it's been muddied up a little bit, and I keep using that term muddy because that's exactly what's happening. This is lot of whistles, a lot of stoppages, but Michigan, they've held their own. They've continued to put the pressure on, especially in the last 5 minutes. After killing that power play, Michigan of Michigan State, they kind of turned into that team from the first 10 minutes, drew the power play off that turnover by the Spartans. Now they're close once again. 30 seconds to go.
I believe the power play was
excuse
killed.
me, yes, the power play is over.
There was a clock issue, I think.
Clock issue, but Michigan will dump it right back in. Estapa and Underwood are there. Good front by Estapa, and Granowitz gets to play it. Granowitz for the meantime, but then played out to Davidson, and here comes Davidson for the Spartans. He's got Mueller with him. He loses it. Good job by the Wolverines. But an offside. Yeah, we got whistles. Boyle and Davidson get into it, and we've got some whistles, and play will stop.
Yeah, it does look like not little chippiness there, but still nothing too much. Just about halfway through this game. Wonder if anything will come of it. Definitely saw more penalties called for this type of fighting and stuff last night in East Lansing than we have here tonight. But still just looks like Wolverine. It does look like Spartans were kind of controlling early, then the Wolverines took over. Kind of mixed results here. Bottom line, neither team scored in the second period, and about halfway through, Wolverines still have the 1-0 lead despite being outshot 18-17.
Play is controlled by the Spartans for the time being. A chance saved with the glove. Eric Portillo, perfect with 18 saves so far.
And that's number 19 right
Number 19
there.
right there.
He's had an impressive game. It feels like at times the Wolverines defense has done a good job of keeping him out of pressure. There have been moments where he's had to come through. He's been perfect so far. A big reason, maybe the biggest reason, that the Wolverines have this lead.
Kelly and Duke battle, won by Duke. He was the lone goal scorer of this game for either side. Hallam dumps it in. He chased after it. The freshman with speed. Turned it over. Truce got a chance. Goes high. Deflected off a skate, it looked like. Here's Hallam back at the point. Hallam. Hughes goes high and wide. He tried to throw a shot for a bad angle. Back to Hughes on the right side. Hughes, chance off the helmet, it looked like, and another save by St. Cyr. Hallam, and yeah, that's going to be a penalty. Luke Hughes with an errant hit. As Shouty was turned around, could not see Luke Hughes coming, and that's the call.
Now power play here for the Spartans, and we'll see again. Wolverines defended the last power play that the Spartans had very well. They even had one pretty good-looking shorthanded opportunity. See if they can, again, as they talk about, you can only let Portillo stay under pressure for so long, because as good of a goalie as he is, he's eventually going to cave. So it's really about the defense getting in and blocking shots before they get to the Wolverines goalkeeper.
And then you talk about blocking shots. Shots blocked. Michigan State 13, Michigan 7. The deficit has gotten a little closer, but Michigan State much more avid early in blocking those shots. Michigan's got to respond here on this penalty kill. Pascal across, chance, blocked. Cross, a nice chance. Mueller blocked again. So the block shots are early key on this penalty kill as that one sent aside all the way down, 1:43 to go. Left off for Russell. Estapa will get physical. He lays on the hit. That was a big one. Here's Dorwart. Mueller. Back to the point, Baskell. Back to Mueller on the right side. Mueller, good pass in front. Russell couldn't get to it. Good deflection. Moyle does a good job, and it's out of the zone. Estapa will dump it over, and line switch for both sides. Here's Baskell. Here on the right side, he gets it over to Joshua. Good hit by Edwards. Kelly, back to the point. Mueller, Nienhaus. Nienhaus waits, looks, shot, deflected, and blocked again. 3 blocks so far in this penalty kill.
And no shots on goal so far. Blocks have been the big key for the Wolverines.
Edwards has the puck for the Wolverines, sent back out. And Michigan will control again. Edwards looked to be a little bit limped as that shot on goal from outside the zone, controlled easily by St. Cyr. 20 to go on the power play for the Spartans. Moving in, good move. Muka moves in, a chance for Davidson, went across the face of Portillo. Kelly, Nienhaus, Davidson. Nienhaus looks to shoot. He does, and a save. Rebound right in the blocker and the pads of Eric Portillo.
Yeah, the big thing right there, as we were talking about 3 block shots, the only shot on goal there I think was officially after the Wolverines were back at full strength. So technically that's going to go down as a power play without any shots on goal, which is really a testament to the blocking shots of the Wolverines, which, as you had mentioned, isn't something they had been doing that well so far, but when they needed to, their defense came through.
Totally agree, Zach. I mean, that power play, just a penalty kill right there with, yeah, that's going to kill the penalty. That was the difference, right? Those block shots, only 1 shot on goal. Easy work for Portillo compared to some of this game. And now you get to reset, get that offense back going again.
Right, yeah, now we'll see. Of course, obviously, having the penalty kill disrupts the offensive rhythm. See if they're able to get back to the form that they've shown flashes of tonight. I think better than they have in some of their other games this year, but they haven't done consistently, as they still, I think, need to really get into that rhythm. Of course, speaking of rhythm, they're going to be off for 4 weeks after tonight. Their next game won't be until January 6th against the under-18 U.S. National Development Team. And then they return to Big Ten play 5 weeks from last night with a series here, 2 games against Ohio State.
So this is, you lay it out on the line tonight. Rivalry game where you lose the first one, you want to get the second game across. This is the game to do it, to leave it all out there, and this is the game to really feed off the crowd. Last night you had to go into their territory. Now it's in Yost Arena. You can feel the crowd energy. That's been the difference.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the break coming up. They really would like to go into that break feeling
Face
good
off
about
one.
their
Sorry to cut you
performance.
off there, Zach, as a quick shot. Portillo gets it off his blocker and now control that. Ooh, that was a tough chance for the Spartans. Controlled by Portillo. Behind the net. Portillo, here's Brindley. He'll get it out of the zone. Controlled by Best. Best to Krieger. Krieger gets it across, right back into the zone, played by the stick of Portillo in his own crease. Luke Hughes behind. He'll control things. The veteran of this team, the sophomore in comparison, which is crazy, from Canton, Michigan. Played up, deflected high, stays in play, and now Brindley, Russell fighting for it. And now, Dorwick got knocked in the face with that stick. And now controlled on this near side. Russell trying to get things going, cannot. Dumped right back in for an icing. 7:11 to go in the second period. Shots in favor of Michigan State, 21-19.
Yeah, definitely in the first minute back at full strength, really didn't see anything from the offense for the Wolverines, but they have the offensive face-off here. See if they can make anything of it.
TJ Hughes and Dorwart will go at it. TJ Hughes, the freshman, Hamilton, Ontario. Had the goal last night. Been key for this team. Edwards. Back across to Casey. Casey makes his move past Russell. He falls, and a penalty. Going to be a tripping call against Daniel Russell.
Yeah, this will be big here now. Of course, it feels like, I mean, we've had a number of penalties here. Not because of, like, I mean, the Wolverines did have one for unsportsmanlike conduct. Otherwise, it's just been from normal game flow rather than extracurricular activity. Feels like every time we're looking for that swing, really hasn't come at all. And now here's another chance for the Wolverines. Feels like we've been saying this constantly throughout the night, but a chance for them to seize control of this game and get out up 2-0.
Power play will be for 2 minutes. Duke loses the draw. Pascal, but then Duke gets it right back, trying to go to the point. Cannot. Good D from Mueller. Then Duke sends it across. Here's Luke Hughes. He'll step in. Hughes makes the pass across. Good deflection by the Spartans. Kept in the zone. Hughes trying to get it to the middle on that far side, all the way back down, and Eric Portillo will play the puck behind his own net. 1:37 to go in this power play. Just starting off. Penalty kills for both sides have been pretty impressive. Here's Luke Hughes. He'll dump it across. Here's Samoskevich. Samoskevich loses off a stick. Here's a 3-on-2, maybe 3-on-3. Dumped in for the Spartans. Jalen there along with Truscott. Now out to Samoskevich. He looks to get the break going for the Wolverines. Samoskevich down this near side. Leaves it off. Casey. Hughes. Now trending behind the net. Now back up on the right side. Casey moves it. Chance! Good save by St. Cyr. Back to Casey. Casey makes his own move. Oh, a deflection! What a play. Seamus Casey on this power play has been very impressive all night long, making moves to get some A-plus chances. None of them have converted, though.
Yeah, definitely has looked good, and big plays by Dylan St. Cyr for the Spartans, keeping this a 1-0 game.
Left off for Brindley. Here's McGroarty trying to go across. Good deflection by Muka, the captain for the Spartans. Hughes leaves it off for Edwards. 13 seconds to go. Maybe one last chance for the Wolverines to make it 2-0. Brindley moves in. Waits. Now they lose it with 4, with 3, with 2, and that will do it. Michigan, however, keeps it in the zone for the time being. Then here's an opportunity. Russell moving in. Russell a chance. Oh, what a save. Portillo. Edwards controls and out of the zone, but a big-time save on the breakaway. Here's one for McGroarty. McGroarty off the post.
There's one-on-ones for both teams and huge saves by both goalies, keeping this a 1-0 game.
End-to-end action. Here's a chance off the stick of Juskin is out of play. What opportunities. And the goalies, Eric Portillo, Dylan St. Cyr stepping up with some big-time saves. Here's the first one on the replay. What a kick save from Eric Portillo. Then on the other one, it actually hit off the crossbar. Off that opportunity from McGroarty. Wow.
Yeah, 22 shots on goal for both teams here with 4:28 to play in the second. Wolverines only got, I believe, 23 shots on goal the entire game last night. So they've looked better on offense.
I agree with that. And Fantilli battling for it. Kelly gets it, deflected, trying to throw it on net. And now on the far side, played by Shouty. He lost it again. Now on the near side, here come the Wolverines. Nolan Moyle trying to dump it in. Gucciardi plays it. He'll take it around his own net. Then played Shouty to Kelly. Kelly trying to make a move. Fantilli goes down, no call. Granowitz now gets it out to Moyle. Moyle played by the hand of Kelly, and we got it. Yeah, that's going to be a high stick. Faceoff will be in the Michigan zone after that high stick. 3:52 to go in the second.
Yeah, definitely still, I mean, not much there, but as we've seen recently, the offense is definitely, I mean, we've seen 2 breakaways right there. Wolverines had good chances during that power play. It really has largely become a goalie show. We've seen sloppy play at times, but it looks like both teams have been crisper, and it's just been better defense these last few minutes.
Goaltending has been definitely the key in both these games. Only a combined 4 total goals through about 6 and 3/4 periods. That one deflected high. Trying to play with Samoskevich, and now controlled by Mueller for the Spartans. Mueller gets it right back. He'll look to dump. He cannot. Good play by Truscott. Here comes Samoskevich. Now he'll dump it right back in. Played by Cole Krieger. He was the man last night for the Spartans. Can he be the one to tie it up? And that one goes into the Michigan State bench. And we'll have a face-off right next to it.
Looks like Luke Hughes either got hit by a Michigan State player or just tried to sell it. But nothing coming there.
3:16. Shots, as Zach mentioned, 22-22. It's been even, it's been action-packed. It's been filled with great goaltending as well. As that one's dumped in, played by Seamus Casey. Here is Draper. Draper leaves it off. Here comes Edwards. Edwards moving in. He'll dump it into the zone, no one home. Karanen will chase after. Here comes Russell. He's out. He's got some space with Edwards there. Russell trying to make a room across Ethan Edwards. He cannot. And then controlled by the Wolverines. Seamus Casey now back around. Controlled now for the time being. Here's Edwards. In his own zone. Gets it to Hallam. Hallam dumps it right back in. Played by St. Cyr. 2:30 to go. Portillo will play it. Pearson. Hallam. Here on the near side. Jackson Hallam. Now lost and played. Gucciardi loses it. Here's TJ Hughes. Hughes. McGroarty. Back for Pearson. Pearson. Good pass. Chance. He scores! McGroarty with an unbelievable pass across the crease, and Hughes puts it home. TJ Hughes, back-to-back nights, back-to-back goals. Michigan leads 2-0.
Yeah, that's the execution right there. Perfect pass. And St. Pierre just did not have any angle because he's looking back at the other side to Pearson. And then he's just not at all in position to defend the shot from Hughes.
Underwood dumps. Portillo plays it to Luke Hughes. Michigan's got a little bit of a cushion now after that beautiful pass and finish from TJ Hughes. Granowitz. Here's Moyle. Moyle skating around. Oh, good hit. Cole Krieger said, "You're not going by me." Moyle off the stick and then played by Cole Krieger. Kept in, though, by Granowitz, and that's been an issue so far here in the second period. Here's Moyle skating across, deflected right past the glove, and now back out, controlled by Luke Hughes. Under 1:30 to go, and that deflects right back down to St. Cyr. He'll play it with his own stick. After play that was back and forth, goaltender to goaltender, not much action. Michigan develops that chance to make it 2-0. What a play. Edwards. Casey. Casey gets it out to Brindley. Brindley falls. Now played by the Michigan bench. 1 minute to go in the second period. Michigan up 2-0. Behind the TJ Hughes and Dylan Duke goals. Mueller behind with Casey. 2v2. Casey and Brindley in there, but the Spartans win that battle. Now continues to stay on that far side in the Michigan zone, but on the boards. Now Samoskevich gets it out. It's a foot race. Mackie Samoskevich moving in, trying to get the pass across. Good defense there. Krieger. Along with Nienhaus in there, 24.7. Michigan will get the face-off in state zone. Maybe one or two more chances for the Wolverines to make it 3-0.
You like Samoskevich there, trying to get it back across to Dylan Duke. Just had to get a little too close up to the post. And it was a pretty easy stop there for Dylan St. Cyr. But 24.7 to go. As you mentioned, if the Wolverines win this faceoff, they have time to get another couple shots off.
Hughes will battle with Dorwart. The starters for both sides tonight. Gets it to Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes going down. Oh, good defense by Baskell. Gets the stick out. Joshua out. Dorwart tries to get it over to Russell. He does. Dorwart trying to get there. Cannot. And TJ Hughes controls. Hughes with about 7 seconds to go. Played along by Luke Hughes. Russell trying to get the puck. He cannot. And that'll do it. Michigan, back half of the second period. gets the big goal to make it 2-0. It's been fun. Tense. Rivalry exists. Second period of action has been completed. Shots 23-22. Zach, what a period.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw, as we were talking about, even with it being a low-scoring 2-0 game, definitely feels like a cleaner game than last night was, and we saw the culmination there. Just a perfect pass from Pearson over to TJ Hughes, get to the opposite side. I mean, to me, that's maybe the highest probability offensive play in hockey if you're able to get it, because it just leaves Dylan St. Pierre with no angle there. We saw they had a few other chances, maybe couldn't get passes quite accurate enough. A couple great saves by goalies on both sides. But if you can get it across the goalie, that really is where you just don't give the goalie time to react. We saw it there. Wolverines up 2-0, and now they just need to play crisp defense for another period, and they'll salvage a split here against the Spartans.
And I think you got to be really impressed because Michigan, we knew Michigan State coming in this series, if the game was going to open up, if there wasn't going to be those stoppages, if it got more open, it would favor the Wolverines. And I think that's what you saw in the last 10 minutes. The game, there were chances on both ends. It was fast. There was no stoppages, right? It opened up, and that played into the Wolverines' hands and eventually led to a chance that allowed TJ Hughes to get his second goal of the series. That was the key of the game. Would it be tight? Would it be muddy? Would it be physical, or would it be open? Would the skills shine? And in the back half of that second period, it did.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of the Spartan strategy has been just disrupt what the Wolverines are trying to do. We've seen parts of this game where it feels like there's a lot of stoppages. Tonight's game is certainly going to run longer than last night's did. But then, as you mentioned, once the game got opened up, eventually that gave the Wolverines chances, rather than just getting into constant face-offs and preventing the Wolverines from ever having a chance to get the shots off, which is what we saw earlier. The flow of the game has changed, and as you mentioned, to the Wolverines' benefit.
Yes, it has. And with the next game coming in, as you mentioned, Zach, 2-0 game, I'm going to send it over to Owen Crain for the third period. He'll have our third period coverage here on WCBN. As a reminder, stay tuned. We're going to continue this third period intermission. I'll send it over to Zach.
So, of course, if they can keep
Shades back around. Out to Hughes once more on the left-hand side. He'll move it back into Spartan territory. Quick tussle for it, back behind the net. Puck circles on the near side. First back around to Hughes. Hughes looks to the point. He has Moyle. Edwards controls. That one almost went out. It didn't. Moves to Seamus Casey up front. Quick move to the side. That one's off the post. Tough angle from the far side with a shot. 18:40 on the clock here at Yost. Michigan still up 2-0 over the Michigan State Spartans. Seamus Casey picks the puck up for the Wolverines in their own territory. It trickled out. Looks up ice to Granowicz, who tips it in. That one stopped back behind the net. Here come the Spartans. They look to move down ice. They'll ice it. Errant pass stops the clock at 18:20.
Yeah, I think at this point, if the Spartans want to have a chance of coming back, they will need to. It's really on them to play clean hockey and give themselves opportunities, because at times they put Eric Portillo under pressure, and you figure if they do that enough, they're eventually going to score. Obviously, icing does not fall into that category.
Michigan State has been pummeled defensively. They've had to ice it quite a few times. We've seen it throughout the match so far. Puck in State's territory. They've got possession. Quick turnover. It's back to State hands. Here's Best cutting in. He's under pressure from Pearson, who pushes him out to the boards. Druskins picks it up back behind the net. Looks up ice to Draper. Can't control it. Michigan State recovers in the neutral zone. Here's Best once more on the near side. Tries to move it into Drusky. He can't. Pearson controlling back behind the net. Off to Kiernan. Kiernan, far side, past the red line. Flicks it up just to center ice. That one gets through Michigan State defender's legs. Back in State territory. The Spartans are controlling. They'll move it up ice. Far side, quick pass through the neutral zone, and the Spartans dump it in. Portillo picks it up back behind Michigan's net. Moves it out to Dylan Duke on the side. Duke, errant pass, quick up front, attempt, excuse me. That one from Shuddy. It goes nowhere. Spartans pick it back up. It's Kelly. Had a stick on the ground for the moment. Puck on the near side. Brindley fighting for it. Spartans move it towards Portillo. It ricochets back around Linderwood. Grabs it at the point, takes a shot, deflects off a Wolverine stick into the near side. It's Tucker and Brindley fighting for it. Move it out to Krieger. Number 8, he'll rip a shot. That one tipped out in front. Portillo getting his stick active. Quick block. The Wolverines ice it back out. Won't make it all the way into the Spartan territory. Michigan State moves it back up. Portillo sends it out of the zone. Krieger trips on the blue line. He'll fall down. The children of Yost enjoying this one. 16:37 left in the period on the off-ice call.
Yeah, and I think this is exactly what the Wolverines need to do. At this point, they're just, even though the Spartans have largely possessed the puck, they're playing good enough defense to the point the Spartans really aren't doing anything as far as getting quality shots off. And as long as they can prevent the Spartans from getting quality looks, I mean, you don't want to sit on a lead, but to an extent you can, I think, right here.
TJ Hughes wins the draw for Michigan. The Wolverines dump it in from the far side. They'll move it around a bit. Here and there, Spartans pick up control back in their own territory. Flick it up ice on the far side through the neutral zone. We'll have a high stick call as it was Muka for Michigan State who got a stick on it a bit too high in Michigan's territory. That'll move us down to a far side face-off in the Spartans' end. 16:18 on the clock. Michigan still up 2-0.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, we've been talking a lot about like Wolverines making mistakes. It feels like here the Spartans are the ones making mistakes, which is really preventing them from having a chance to get back into this game. There's still time, of course, but now I think the Spartans are the team that really need to change things fast.
Michigan State hasn't been able to put together much offense as of late. Almost a quarter through this third period. Puck in the neutral zone. It's Druskins evading defenders, or pressure, rather. Oh, a tussle forward on the wall. The Spartans got a few men there. Still no progress on the puck. It's just in front of the Michigan bench. Estapa gets tripped up by the Spartan. Puck goes third.
Yeah, Spartans possessing there, but that really was a pretty easy save by Portillo. There's still no major threat yet for the Spartans, as the Wolverines have defended pretty well, which I said going into the period. At this point, up 2-0. It's only 5 total goals this series. It's all about defense for Michigan.
And Michigan's defense has held so far. Spartans win the draw, but Buscal can't grab it at the point. They'll have to reset in the neutral zone. Pass to Russell. Can't get his stick on it. Portillo will grab it as it reaches back behind the boards in Michigan's territory. Another scramble for the puck on the far side boards in Michigan's zone. Luke Hughes gets there first, the captain. Wearing an A for this program just in his sophomore year. Samaskevich back on the ice after missing the second period for the Wolverines. Gets a stick on it on the near side once more. Looks like Jacob Truscott's going to be called. His stick got caught in a Spartan. I think they'll have him for the hook.
And that's the first real mistake the Wolverines have made right here. Of course, they have the 2-goal lead, but this really gives Michigan State an opportunity to cut into this and make it a manageable deficit. I think this is the defining moment here. If the Wolverines can hold strong here and kill off this penalty, they are in very good shape. There would be under 13 minutes left by that point. On the other end, the Spartans can capitalize here. It's very much a game.
Moyle wins the faceoff, down a man for the Wolverines. Michigan able to dump it out, Zach, like you said. Old saying in hockey, there's nothing worse than a 2-goal lead on ice. And Michigan down a man will have to kill for the next minute 45. Edwards chasing after the puck in Michigan's zone. He'll get a stick on it, knocks it back towards Spartan territory. You can hear the children of Yost. They've brought great energy so far today. Chanting there, turn it back around chant. Spartans bring it back in, but dump it once more. Portillo this time will ice it down. He'll loop it back around. 1:24 left on the penalty kill for Michigan. Spartans pick it back up in their own end. Brindley providing a forecheck for Michigan. And he'll come through, knocks it from a Spartan on the near side, back down. Just over a minute remaining in the kill now. 13:59 on the clock. Michigan still up 2-0. Here come the Spartans. Stewart Tries to move it in. That one deflected right off of Portillo. Stick grab by Edwards and trickles back out. No Spartan at the point to grab it. Buscal for Michigan State, up to Muller. Muller can't get to it. He'll lose his stick under pressure from Ethan Edwards. Pearson grabs it before the puck makes it out front. Errant pass to the point. They'll move it to Drouard. Back to the far side point. That's Muller moving in. His shot just misses the net on the near side. Baskel back to the point to Muller. Another pass out front. Spartan got a stick on it. Portillo's on top of it quickly. 25 seconds left in the kill. 13-19 on the clock.
Yeah, Spartans have gotten a couple shots off, but overall this has been good defense by the Wolverines. I think exactly what they need to do to get up to full strength, staying with the 2-0 lead, which of course is much more comfortable than a 1-goal lead.
Michigan holding strong so far. 25 seconds left here in the kill. Looks to be Gavin Brindley taking the draw for Michigan. He'll hold. Spartans eventually come away with it. Here's Dorwart again with a shot from the near side. Move it back to the point. Still at the point. Quick shot tipped out in front. Still moving around. Michigan moves it out of the zone. It's in the neutral zone. 7 seconds left in the kill. Not in the clear just yet. Spartans dump it back in. Portillo grabs it. We're back to full strength. 12:53 on the clock. Michigan survives the penalty kill. Jacob Truscott cross ice back to his home bench. Dylan Duke putting on pressure. Puck in Spartan territory right now. They'll move it out real quick. Long pass down ice. Picked up by Luke Hughes after the Spartans couldn't receive it. Granowicz knocked down quick. He took a hard hit at center ice. Recovering that pass from Hughes. Gets back up real quick. Michigan moves it down into Spartan territory. Turns it over quickly. Michigan State picks it up. They try to skate it in. It's caught in the ref's skate. Seamus Casey grabs it. Looks for Sam Miskevich. He can't get there. Spartans grab it. It's Underwood. Michael Underwood, that is, for Michigan State, who starts things off. Best tries to get a stick on it. Instead, TJ Hughes will recover it. He has Sam Miskevich back if needed. It's going to roll into the corner. Quick scuffle for it. Hughes tries to get a skate on it. Spartans come away with it despite mounting pressure from Michigan's offense. Best loses control. It's back to his defender, who looks to move it up ice. Best can't get a stick on it. That's an icing. It was Cole Krieger, tried to make that pass. He's committed to the Florida Panthers. Instead, it's an icing. 11:48 left in the third.
And here again, the Spartans really getting trapped with icing, trying to, even when the Wolverines aren't really pressing that much as far as getting good looks for a shot, they're keeping enough control of the puck to the point that the Spartans are trying to just do anything to get possession back.
I'd say, I think you really hit the nail on the head there. Spartans just icing it and icing it, unable to get those changes on ices that they need. Michigan wearing their legs down. We've seen that all game. Gukarchi moving back down for the Spartans. It's flipped back up, whistle on the play. Zach, if you don't mind taking over for a second, looks like we're still having some stream issues. I'm going to try to figure this out.
We got 11:23 left in the third period here. Still a 2-0 Wolverines lead. Face-off will be on the near left side. And it'll be won by the Spartans in the Wolverine zone.
Stream looks all right. Michigan State controlling, back behind Portillo, quick cut in. Michigan, man-on-man coverage, stellar in front of the net. Luke Hughes will pick the puck up on the near side, move it back. Gucciardi picks it up in the neutral zone. Truscott gets a stick on the puck. He'll move it down to Spartan territory. The Wolverines will get 5 fresh legs on the ice. Spartans move to Tucker. He's quickly knocked down by Moyle. Shouty picks it up for State. Moved around once more. It was Gucciardi. Tried to move it down. Michigan picked it back up. It's all the way back in the Spartan zone now. Spartans once more pick it up. They'll move down again. Davidson. Few quick moves. He'll hand it off. Quick pass to Tiernan Shouty. Nothing comes of it. Wolverines pick the puck back up. Granowicz through the neutral zone. He'll dump and change. Again, 5 new fresh legs for Michigan. Just over 10 minutes remaining here in the third period. State grabs the puck once more. They'll cut down. Cutting on the far side with a quick pass inside. It was Krieger. Michigan with it back behind the net. Druskins looks up ice. No one's home. That one won't be called for icing. Valiant effort coming from Gavin Brindley to get to that puck before icing could be called. Spartans still recovered it, move it into the neutral zone. Mucha on the near side under pressure from Druskins. He's hit, knocked over from behind. Samoskevich, quick pass to McGroarty, who comes down, quick shot. That one misses just by a few feet on the near side. Great opportunity. McGroarty with no one in front of him, just pressure from his side. Couldn't get it done quick enough. Michigan back with the puck through the neutral zone. TJ Hughes right in front, quick give and go. His brother out there as well, moving the puck around. Spartans pick it back up, start moving it through the neutral zone. Here's Joshua, far side. He'll drop back to the corner, looks to the point, can't get there. That one quickly picked up by Michigan. It's McGroarty. He'll turn it over once more. Matt Basgall picks it up for State. Move it to Russell on the near side. Russell, quick pass to the front. That one's tipped in. Seamus Casey picks it up for Michigan. Start to move it out. Tries to look for Draper. He can't get there. Instead, Basgall picks it up through Spartan territory. Ices it back down where Michigan grabs it once more. Wolverines will do the same thing. This time the icing's called. No one touched it. 8:33 left in the third, and I would expect for this to be, excuse me, maybe not. No TV timeout just yet this period.
I believe they don't call I believe they don't have media timeouts after icing. I don't know the reason, but I read that somewhere. Yeah, McGroarty had the chance there, but still for the Wolverines, as long as they're able to, even getting opportunities, if nothing else, kills time. So it's still a success, even though they really would have liked to get that goal and be up 3-0.
Yeah, tough play. The Wolverines looking great defensively nonetheless. And that's what's really holding them so far. Of course, their offense coming through up 2-0. Period 3, 8:14 on the clock. Spartans with the puck. They look to Tucker. Shouty picks it up for Michigan State. Looks quickly up ice in Michigan territory now. Quickly behind the net. Shot off on Portillo. Another opportunity out front. Deflected. That was some fantastic defense coming from Keaton Pearson in front of the net. Great job using his stick to deflect that puck. Spartans pick it back up, move it into Michigan's zone. Krieger looks for Shouty, who just wiped out on the boards. Druskins picks it up for Michigan, cuts across to the far side at the blue line. He'll move through the neutral zone, dump it into State territory once he crosses center ice. Michigan battling for it in the corner. It's a stop back behind the net to the near side. He'll cut back, move it out front. No one's home to pick it up. State grabs onto the puck. Here's Davidson cutting down ice. Quick pass to Shouty on the near side, who pulls up at the blue line, tries to get something going under pressure. He has to pull back into the neutral zone. He'll loop back, dump it into Michigan territory. Portillo grabs it with his glove, leaves it for Truscott to grab. Errant passes, however, cost the Michigan Wolverines a few opportunities. Mucha almost picks it up at center ice. Nothing will come of it. Wolverines grab it, move it up to Brindley on the near side. So quick cut in, 3-on-2 opportunity. It's out in front. No one is home once more. State picks it back up. Mucha again, cutting down ice. For a moment, it looked like we might have had Gucciardi. Mucha and Gucciardi, a pair that have done very well so far today. Unable to put anything on the board, however. State still controlling the puck. Krieger picked it up after Michigan dumped it back down. Russell with it on the near side now. Dormart. Spartans got a few new names on the ice. Few fresh legs. God, struggling here. State moves it around. Far side point. Dumped back, ricocheted around the boards to Joshua. He'll take it, near side corner, cuts back behind the net. Open pass in front. Russell had an opportunity. Instead, he'll kick it. No coverage on him. Wasted opportunity for the Spartans there. Michigan State grabs back onto the puck. They'll ice it right back down. No whistle blown, so Portillo puts his glove on it to earn the whistle. 5:54 left here in the third period. We'll take our one TV timeout of the period, like you said. You must be right. No TV timeouts after icings. I wonder why they do that.
Yeah, I don't know the reason, but I believe I read that 3 times they don't are after goals, after icing, and on power plays. I don't know the reason.
My guess for icing is you're not allowed to change if you iced the puck, so they don't want to give players a reward for icing after the 10-minute mark. I guess that makes sense. In goals, you don't want to stop the momentum. That's also fair. I am a big fan of the Big Ten's media policies. Only one TV timeout per game gets us home much faster. Not to say hockey's a great sport. Hockey isn't great. It's great watching them on the ice. Watching them gather around the benches, not nearly as much. Yeah,
absolutely a refreshing change of pace comparing it to football or basketball, where it feels like you're spending as much time sitting there while networks make their money as you are actually watching the sport. But yeah, definitely a much needed stoppage there after it must have been like 3 minutes since that icing call where you thought there was going to be the media timeout. Just nothing at all, and ultimately Portillo just covers it up. No one around him. I think he just wanted to realize that team needed a break.
Yeah, good heads-up play by Portillo, recognizing the game scenario there. He'll make the change. 5:54 left here in the third period. I said change. Portillo, of course, remaining in net for the Wolverines. We're back in action. Spartans win it on the near side. Quick cut in. Can't get anything of it. They'll cut behind the net to the far side. Try to move it to Tucker. Instead, number 4, that's Niehaus. Nienhuis picks it up. He'll move it D to D to his partner. Krieger, the far side, dumps it back behind the red line. He'll get it back. Move back to Nienhuis. Quick shot on Portillo. Rebound out front. Wolverines get to it, but the Spartans recover it. Nienhuis with it again at the point. Back to Krieger. His shot just shy of the net, moves back behind Portillo's posts. The Wolverines try to move it around. Estapa tries to get a stick on it. It's back to Krieger once more. Moyle picks it up at midpoint of Michigan's territory, and Granowick skates it down past the red line where he can dump it into Spartan territory, get a quick change. Wolverines get some fresh legs on the ice. Samiskevich back putting some pressure on the Spartans. They'll dump it into Michigan zone. Ethan Edwards tries to tip it to Brindley. He's successful. The Wolverines have a 3-on-2 here. Samiskevich with the puck. He's tripped up. I don't see a ref with his arm up. He has it. Samiskevich tripped on an opportunity there, and the Wolverines will spend 2 of the remaining 4 minutes in this game up a man.
Yeah, this definitely becomes interesting now for the Spartans, given that they're only going to have 2.5 minutes back at full strength, unless the Wolverines score, of course. So they really can't go too conservative. Yet then again, they're kind of forced into playing defense. Very good situation here for the Wolverines. And it hasn't clinched the game for them. It's very close.
And for those of you just joining us, 4:36 remaining in the third period. Michigan up 2-0 over rival Michigan State, looking to avenge their loss yesterday. They'll spend the next 2 minutes up a man after Samiskevich was tripped up by Gucciardi of Michigan State. State ices the puck down to Michigan zone. The Wolverines get there. Truscott wraps it around the boards. Michigan will start off slow. Puck handed off to Luke Hughes. A few moves here and there, and try to move just too close to the blue line. Called offsides. Over a break and play. 1:40 remaining in the power play for Michigan. 4:16 in the period.
The Wolverines' defense has been tested, but has been very good all game. And now the defense should hopefully get a little reprieve here as they're up a man.
Spartans win the faceoff once more. This one on the near side, just shy of Spartan territory. Brindley picks it up in Michigan zone after the Spartans moved it down. Quick handoff. That one coming. Seamus Casey who's without pressure. He'll move it to Edwards. Edwards to TJ Hughes at near side blue line of Spartan territory. Edwards gets a little tripped up behind the Spartan net, controlling the puck. We'll have a hand pass on a Spartan. That's going to give us a break in play, 1:08 remaining here in the power play for Michigan, 3:44 in the period.
Yeah, nothing much going on for the Wolverines in this power play, but the Spartans killing this power play is also killing time. So I think the Wolverines will take it. You do figure probably right at the end of the power play, as soon as the Spartans get a chance, you would see them bring out their goalie, as they are down 2 goals, so they are going to need to jump on it fast.
Time on the Wolverines side still hasn't been the strongest power play performance from them. Draw 1 back to Luke Hughes. He'll move it to Truscott. Truscott up the far side boards to LaPointe. Back to Truscott. Hughes has moved in to the near side. He looks to cut in back towards the post. Give and go back to Hughes. He looks back down ice. Now to Truscott back at the point. He'll move it to the near side to Hughes again. Tipped in front by Samoskevich off the shot. That one misses the net by just a bit. LaPointe fighting for it on the far side board. Samoskevich comes in to assist. Truscott to Hughes. 1 man in front. Hughes from the point. It's a 3-0 game. Luke Hughes capitalizes on the power play. Michigan seals the deal with 3 minutes remaining in the third. It's Michigan 3, Michigan State nothing.
The officials are having a discussion of some type. And they're calling the goal off for a man in the crease.
So the referees meet, call it a no goal.
It looks like it was number 20. Dylan Duke, I think, may have been in there. It looks like on the replay.
I got caught up in the play. I can't remember who was in the crease. The Wolverines will challenge.
It looked like from the replay I saw that Dylan Duke was there. Obviously, with only 3:09 left, really nothing to lose with the challenge. But I saw the ref immediately give the no-goal signal. I mean, looking at the replay right there, I mean, he's in the blue.
Duke certainly had at least one blade in the crease at the time of the goal. They're showing it from the top angle on the video boards. This is really tough because he was just outside with at least one skate for most of the time, 2 skates for a bit of the time, but then right as that puck comes by, his second skate kind of enters the crease. There's no other way to put it, and I'm not certain on the rules here if it's 1 skate or 2 skates in the crease. It was he looked very happy as that one went in. Dylan Duke raising his stick immediately to celebrate, but like you said, Zach, I'm not sure what the ultimate decision will be here. The ref's taking plenty of time in the scorer's box with quite a few onlookers trying to get a look at that feed as well.
Yeah, I mean, I will Bert, but I mean, at this point, nothing for the Wolverines to lose. They get the goal, they're up 3-0. If the call's upheld, which I kind of expect it will be, as we'll get the call right here.
No goal will stand. The game remains 2-0. Saved by Portillo. Rebound picked right up by the Wolverines. We're back to full strength. 2:30 remaining in the game. Michigan State's goaltender still in net as the Wolverines dump it down, get a few fresh legs. It'll be Samoskevich and Duke hopping off ice. Casey, Moyle, Edwards, Hallam, Brindley on for Michigan right now. There goes Michigan State's goaltender. State with an extra man, but no goaltender. Moving the puck through the neutral zone, they'll dump it into Michigan zone. Extra man, Joshua hopping in, certainly helping. State moves it to the far side point. Move it to Dorwat on the near side. Back to the far side. They're playing 3 high, 3 low in front of the net, trying to crowd just in front of Portillo's vision. Shot goes nowhere. Michigan picks it up. They're going to ice it down. Will it make it to the red line? It does. Whistle's blown. 1:40 remaining in the third.
Yeah, and so at this point, of course, I think we kind of expected once Michigan State was back at full strength, they were going to pull their goalie as soon as they had an offensive opportunity. The puck, Michigan still take their timeout here, but at this point, it's still icing, so the puck is going to go back to the Wolverine zone. So the Spartans will be able to come out of this timeout staying with the extra man on the ice. But still, Wolverines being up 2 goals, they have room to spare. Of course, they love to just get an empty net goal here and really put it away.
The crowd at Yost has stuck around for this final minute of play. They would be electric with an extra goal. The Michigan State Spartans, again, playing 3 men high, 3 in front of the crease, at least when they were moving the puck above the 2 circles in Michigan's zone. Having a quick chat with their coach, of course, Dylan St. Cyr, the goaltender for Michigan State. He'll reside for the rest of the game on the bench. Wolverines will break their huddle. So do the Spartans. Referees blow the whistle. We're set. The final few moments of this third period. 1:40 on the clock. Portillo back on the ice. He'll put his helmet back on. St. Cyr, of course, not returning to the ice for the Spartans. Face-off, far side. Brindley wins it for Michigan. Whistle's quickly blown. Looks like there's an issue with the scorer's box. Whoever is operating the clock, motioning over to the referees. Seems there was some sort of issue with the clock. We already had the scoreboard shut off once today. 1:40 put back on the clock. Not sure what the problem was. 2-0 Michigan. Third period action. Spartans win the draw this time. Move it to Bagsell. Quick one-timer. That one doesn't quite get through. Moyle blocks it, moves it to the corner. Seamus Casey fighting for it. Moyle is as well. Spartans 6-man helps him pick it back up. Move it to Dorwart. Shot from the near side at the point. That one looked like it might have gotten through a few. Didn't make it to Portillo. Spartans move it back to the point. 1:15 on the clock now. D to D. Back to the point. Right up top. Spartans back to Dorwart. Moving it around once more. Here's the shot. That one almost trickled in on a deflection. Won't. It makes it back to the back wall. 1 minute remaining in the period. Matt Baskell controlling on the far side. Back to Dorwart. Dorwart rips one. That goes nowhere. Chest save by Portillo. He's lost his stick, folks. Dorwart recovers for the Spartans. Move it back to Baskell. Spartans routinely playing the point shot here. Michigan tried to send one down ice. Spartan defender lifted his stick to knock it out. Will have a face-off. And on the Spartans' end of the ice, they'll have to return. St. Cyr to the net with 35 seconds left. Zach, things aren't looking too good for MSU right now.
No, of course. They've had the extra man on the ice for a couple minutes. Haven't done anything with it yet. And now Wolverines being up by 2 with 35.5 seconds to go. This should be all but over.
Like you said, 35.5 seconds left in the third period. Michigan up 2-0. Getting outshot, however, by the Spartans, 36-25. Here's the draw. McGroarty comes away from it real quick with a shot on St. Cyr. That brings us another whistle. 31.7 on the clock now. Biastapa taking the draw for the Wolverines. Jesse Tucker for the Spartans. Center circle, puck's dropped. Won by Michigan. Back to Luke Hughes. Quick rip. One-timer. St. Cyr grabs it, lets it go. Doesn't want to stop the clock. 24 seconds remaining. Spartans knock it to the neutral zone. Luke Hughes picks it up, tries to dump it in. The stop it there for pressure on the near side wall. Someone, hard to see who, batted the puck out of the air. We'll have yet another whistle. 16.7 seconds on the clock. Face off on the near side, just outside the Spartans' blue line.
And at this point, it feels like a game that's already over. It just will not end. I gotta agree. I agree with you, man. 16.7 seconds on the clock. 3 whistles in the past 10 seconds.
Face-off goes nowhere. Stoppa, I'd say he won it for the Wolverines. Knocks it to McGroarty on the near side. They'll try to get something going. Duke, pass to Pearson before he could. We have a call on the ice. Small tussle between Estapa and Tanner Kelly of the Spartans. As the children of Yost break out in the It's Great to Be a Michigan Wolverine. Today it sure is. Michigan rebounding from their loss to Michigan State last night in East Lansing. Estapa will be sent off ice. Not sure what ramifications this could have. Looks like he'll earn a 10-minute misconduct. Tucker will head back to the Michigan State bench. Michigan, number 16 for Michigan State, that's Tucker, be sent off the ice as well. So Estapa and Tucker, I'm sorry you don't get to enjoy the last 8.5 seconds of this game.
Well, it's been, I'd say, a calmer game than I would have expected with the rivalry. But, you know, it had to get going a little bit here. Under 10 seconds to go, they need to make up for the shortfalls. And now we'll see how many more whistles we can get.
Referee still chatting at center ice. Bandswoman holding up a free mark sign on the video board.
I don't know what the discussion is right here.
Children of Yost breaking out in a little brother chant. We'll let you enjoy this for a moment. It'll be TJ Hughes serving the 2-minute penalty for the Wolverines. 8.5 seconds remain. Face-off won by the Spartans. They'll knock one in. Baseball bat style. Quick shot saved by Portillo. That one knocked in the air. And the Spartan bats it in like it's a baseball. Make that a 2-1 game with 4.9 seconds left. We'll see if the Spartans can mount anything here in this final 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, you would like to think that the lead should be secure, but stranger things have happened. That was not a goal I think anyone really expected to happen, but they were up a man, had the face-off in the Wolverine zone, actually up 2 men because the Wolverines were serving a penalty. And now they might be looking at a review of something.
Referees circling. 2 of them, the linesmen, discussing outside of the scorer's box for a moment. Seems they'll step in. Possibly we'll be reviewing something here. Only call I can imagine, well, there's 2. 1, he was in the crease during the shot. 2, his stick was above his shoulder height when he batted in, warranting that to be a high stick call.
Well, they're taking a look. We don't have any replays up right now. They did not make an announcement that they were going to review it. The ref just went back to the monitor. Feels like normally basketball's the sport where the last minute can take 10 minutes. Tonight we're seeing that with hockey.
Yeah, that is certainly one of my least favorite things about basketball, especially once you get to March Madness. Oh God, every play, there's something. Here come the referees. We'll see if they turn to us with any sort of call. Doesn't seem they'll speak to the crowd. I'm not seeing a call on this goal. It's on the board. It'll stand. Well, 5.1.
They added 0.2 seconds to the clock. Maybe that's all they were looking at.
That'd be my guess. We're back. Underway. Nias tries to move it to Dorwalk. Quick passes all around. Spartans can't get anything going. Fight breaks out on the near side. We've got gloves off. At least 3 players going at it. Brindley's on the ground. Muller is with an unknown Wolverine.
Jaguar Joshua's helmet completely came off.
Moyle
just sitting in the middle of the ice now.
Moyle and Muller go at it. Brindley Spartans. Number 4, Nienhuis, on the ground as well. He'll get back up. The tensions between these two teams have flared up. Michigan and Michigan State, both strong programs, really bringing the heat today. Standing ovation from the crowd as the game is called. Michigan escapes with this one, 2-1 in what was, or seemingly was, a sure third period till everything changed with 5 seconds left. Lynn, your final thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw it ultimately turned out to be a 2-1 win. The Spartans actually outshot the Wolverines 36-27, but it felt like the Wolverines really controlled. They looked pretty good on offense, despite only scoring 2 times. Had good looks, few missed passes they couldn't quite get. Defensively played very well, has the 36 shots, and only that last gasp shot with 5 seconds left to go went in. So defense was solid. Offense did enough, gave themselves enough opportunities to the point they scored the 2 goals. One was shorthanded. And then, of course, it seemed like it got a little chippy at times as you'd expect, but nothing really too much. I said in the last minute, maybe they'd need to go balance it out. Well, they went past the final horn to take care of that.
Yeah, Michigan closes the deal. Series tied 1-1. We'll be back. Spartans, I believe, have the next game. Duel in the D as well coming. And, of course, this is it for Michigan hockey before the holiday break. WCBN isn't stopping. Verbo Fiesta Bowl, playoff semifinal, December 31st. WCBN will have coverage. We'll hope to see you right here on YouTube. For now, Matthew Levy, Zachary Linder, I'm Owen Crain. Everyone, happy holidays, a safe and healthy Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2022 with more Michigan hockey.